Hey everybody, it's Sara Martin with the Sustainabillies. Just following up our last video that we did about trying to help keep your garden plants warm in case of a cold spell. We got adventurous, and for the benefit of all of our viewers, we actually planted some squash, some cucumbers, and a tomato plant before we had this really cold weather, and talked about how we can keep them warm. And so now we're taking a look at what they look like. We've had 3 frosts up here at our place since we covered these guys up. We had 2 nights of sub 30 temperatures at night. So it's been really chilly. The wind was absolutely brutal up here. Actually, it was so brutal that we came back over our squash and we actually ended up having to put a layer of plastic because the wind was just ripping through this fabric cover, and we know squash and cucumbers are so sensitive. I did come out here earlier today and lifted this plastic up because that's one of the things that you can really get yourself, is you can cook your plants under that plastic. But if you can see, I talked in the video about how plastic can be dangerous because it catches moisture and you can get a frost in here. We prevented that by putting plastic over top of this row cover right here. But you can see all this humidity. Look, my hands are wet. This was all built up on the inside of this. And so if it got really cold and you have all this moisture here, and you get this high humidity, it gets cold enough, it'll cause that frost to drop on your plants. So we protected our plants with this and prevented that from happening. And if we look, we've got this row cover that was up here. After we talked to you guys, they changed the forecast. They changed it from being around freezing to dropping all the way down to in the high 20s for us. And so we brought in another layer of frost blanket and just set it directly on top of our plants. They're not going to need this now. And now you can see our really lightweight stuff that we had over top of these guys for the video. You can see our jugs. And if you look under here, look at these gorgeous happy plants. This little guy's still got a little baby zucchini on him. Look at that. He's super happy. Got a little old leaf there, but that doesn't have anything to do with the cold. We got another little baby zucchini. All our cucumbers, they're happy as can be. That cold weather didn't even get them. 29 degrees and heavy winds, and they still made it through, you know, because we made sure to provide a heat sink and we made sure to protect them from the cold moisture with the frost. Let's take a look at our tomato and see how well he did. We haven't looked at him yet. We don't know, so this could be a disaster for us. We might pull this up and he might be deader than a doornail. Tomatoes are really sensitive, so we just covered them with this old sheet. And we had a couple buckets. That one didn't have a whole lot of water. This one's totally full of water. And I took some old row cover that's just all beat up. This stuff is great if you hang on to it for a long time. You know, it gets dirty and it's gross. It's full of holes. You can't really use it for much, but it's great to kind of stack against the ground and nestle around your plants like a little scarf underneath your cover. And look at that tomato plant. Look. Beautiful. Not even any damage on these leaves at all. I was expecting these leaves to at least be a little bit droopy down here. These lower leaves that are real old are a little bit curled, but he looks really good. This little guy made it through, so that's pretty awesome. I never thought we'd have a tomato make it through 29 degrees, to be perfectly honest with y'all. When I saw that forecast, I wasn't hopeful. So yeah, it worked out well. So I really hope that you guys were able to use some of our techniques that we taught you guys about, and maybe you're just discovering this video after we had that cold, and hopefully it'll help you guys out next growing season. Y'all take care.